Hi, this is Brad with Copper Creek Cuts, a lawn care company in Northeast Florida. Now, if you're in your first 5 or 10 years of starting your lawn care business, there may be some times where the pricing for a specific yard or job or quote just doesn't come to you magically. And I know for me, going into my second year, pricing is still something that I prefer to do behind a computer screen with some software to help me than right in front of the customer coming up with a price on the spot. Sometimes it can be a little challenging. Now, the trick is, what can you say to a customer that will basically get you off the hook and let you send a quote from home, from your office, somewhere you're more relaxed after you've had time to review footage if you filmed the yard, or look at measurements if you use some type of software. What can you say? Well, in this episode of Word for Word, we'll discuss exactly that. So maybe these hedges are taller than anything you've cut before, or longer than anything you've cut before. Well, before you panic and feel pressured to give a quote on the spot, here's something very simple that you can say to the customer to get yourself off the hook and buy yourself some more time to think. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, thank you so much for having me out today. I'll send you a quote just as soon as I get in front of a computer. It should be between 3-4 hours, depending on your time frame. Now, having their email address in advance makes this much easier, so always make sure that you ask for their email address as they're gathering their other information. What I found in my albeit limited experience is that simple phrase enough is fine for the customer, and they know that they will be getting the quote in the future, and they leave it at that and thank you for coming by. If you have someone press you for a price on the spot, here's a couple of follow-ups. Let's imagine that they say, well, don't you have any idea I'm just looking for a ballpark. Here's some things you could say. Well, Mr. Johnson, I can appreciate that, but unfortunately what I found is that anytime I give a quote out without running it through my software first, it always gets lost in the shuffle or messed up somehow. So unfortunately for me, I only send out quotes electronically. And stop, that's it. You've given a reason why electronic quotes are the only way that will work for your business. I very highly doubt they'd come back after that and try to fight with it more, but what if they do? Well, then you can go a step further. No, but I just really want a price now. Just give me a ballpark. I don't want to wait for one. Well, again, I understand, Mr. Johnson, but the thing is, I have software at home that I use to measure lot sizes, length of shrub trimmings, areas of fertilizer applications, and that's a huge part of keeping my pricing competitive, so I don't have to guesstimate and say, well, I think it might be this, but I don't want to be wrong, so I'm going to assume it's more. Because I use that software that lets me get exact figures, I can give you the best price. Something along those lines. You can take some of the detail out if you don't feel like speaking that much. So again, what I recommend is give them the least amount of information possible at every step. So after you've wrapped up your consultation, say, it was great to meet you, and I'll give you a quote just as soon as I get back in front of a computer. If they keep pressing, give them one reason at a time until they're satisfied, or you realize that this may not be the customer for you because it seems like all they care about is the lowest price. And generally, that's not the customer you want. So I hope this helped. If you did enjoy it, stay tuned for more Word for Word series. And as is the case with most Florida afternoons, we're experiencing a rain shower now. So I feel like this is as good a time as any to say thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it.